All right, I'm excited to welcome in Jayna and Joah, up and coming tennis stars. How are you guys doing today?
Great, doing great.
I got it right that time. I'm super excited. But but no, anyway, I followed you guys on Instagram. You have not only a super cool following, but you're really good at tennis. So I just was curious to know how you guys both got into tennis.
You want to go first, Joah?
Sure. So, one day our mom took us out to the courts, and we were just like hitting, just like at the mini line, and Jayna was like spraying shots out, and but I managed to keep them in. Like I was hitting weird and stuff. I had no technique, but it was better. And so mom saw that, and so she immediately took us to a coach, and yeah, from there we spent around like a year and a half with him, and then we kind of danced around coaches, and then eventually we came over here to Access.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Is that the same way for the both of you, or is that just your story?
That's it. Joah and I have been taking lessons together for like since we started for like 5 years. Joah only has like one more day of practice than I do.
So who has more practice hours though?
Nowadays definitely Joah with me being in high school and him staying homeschooled. So he has more court time than I do.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes total sense. And like I was telling you before we started, this is the first time I had a segment with two people all at the same time. So it's going to be fun to put this one together. But on that note, one of the things I'm always curious about, when I was your age, call it, 20 years ago, I don't want to date myself too much, but I always had big dreams and big aspirations when it came to tennis. So I was curious to know, what are your dreams and aspirations as you think about progressing through your tennis career?
Personally, for me, I definitely want to at least go to a D1 college and get that good scholarship. I get to go to Princeton, So that's at least what I want to do. But so far, it seems like I'm definitely on a route to make it to that college, to the college I want. And I'm thinking of even going further than that to go on to the WTA.
Very cool. Very cool. And what about you, Joah?
So for me, obviously, I have like many goals that I set up for the week to build up to the big goals. But my like main goals is I want to like skip college and then like go straight to pro.
Okay.
Because I heard that like that's what a lot of the great people and like the great athletes do. Like I'm pretty sure Michael Jordan, he was one of the people who skipped college and went straight to pro. So yeah, I want to be like one of those people who who managed to be above the rest, like with like hard work. So yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. And to your comment on Princeton, that's amazing. I think one of the things, as I think about it, is obviously getting a good education and having that background. So if pros don't work out or you get hurt or something like that, you always have that education to fall back on. And I'm a huge Michael Jordan fan. So one thing to know, Mike did go to college. And it's funny because when I was playing college tennis, that was kind of the end all. If you were playing college tennis, 15 years ago, now you start to see a lot more players going to college, like a Jen Brady. That's the person that comes to mind. She played for UCLA, but you're starting to see more men and women go to college, get that experience under their belt, and then go off into the pro. But Joe, to your point, I think everybody's different, and it just depends on what your trajectory and pathway might be. But those are amazing goals. I was a former college coach as well. So if you're looking at any interesting schools, let me know. I'm sure I have friends there and I could help potentially. So on that, oh, go ahead.
Which college were you coaching?
Yeah, so I played in the MAC. So I was at the University of Toledo. So I played there as well as I was a coach there.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So It's been a fun journey. It's been a fun journey. And not to tell you guys my story, but played in college, coached in college, spent 8 years working in corporate, always playing tennis as well. Worked for Gatorade. I worked for Wilson on the global team, on the product team specifically. So I did a lot of testing with pro players, some of your faves, Roger Federer, Gael Monfils,
Hey.
Naomi Osaka. I did a lot of that testing, and then did a spin around, and I created my own brand, Toss and Spin. So trying to make this go to the moon and back, which is going to be fun. That's a big question for you guys. So, I'm really big on advice and listening to other people. As you think back through your tennis, what advice would you give to someone either looking to get into the sport and from there looking to, grow their tennis game to become a good junior or a good professional? What advice would you have for them?
I personally would just say just start it and have fun with it, because it makes it intimidating, especially nowadays, because the juniors are getting so much more difficult, and like the expectations and the levels of game now are just so much higher than they were in the past that it may seem a bit daunting. But like everyone had to start from somewhere. So if you don't ever get it, if you never start, how are you going to know how far you're going to go?
Wow. Drop the mic on that one. I like it. That's good. That's good. What about you, Joah?
Well, probably say like don't wait till like you have the rackets and stuff, then don't say, I'll do it tomorrow, because to do like a new sport, you have to step out your comfort level, and normally you want to avoid that. And so you'll probably never do it until like for another like a month went by. What did I say I was gonna do again? So like if you have the equipment and you have the court, then get out and do it, because it really helps with like the earlier you start, you get a little bit of like ahead of the game.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's nice because you guys, seem to not only have good heads on your shoulder, but you have a good self-awareness of what it takes to get to where you want to go. And I couldn't agree more with you on what both of you said. It's impressive. And of course, as I not only wish you guys luck, I know you're going to be successful in the future. And with that said, I always like to throw in one wild card. This tells me a lot about people. Who is your favorite player, your tennis player of all time right now?
Venus Williams. She's my favorite.
Okay.
She's just a really strong player, and all she's doing for women on and off the court is just really incredible. And all the businesses she started, how she's giving back to her community, and how she even just bounces back and brings her all on the court every time. She's a really amazing player.
Awesome. I like it. Yeah, Venus is good. Venus is like, to be honest, she's been playing since I was a kid, since I was like 10 years old. It's amazing that she's still on the tour, but it's like, it's refreshing to see that she's still there. What about you, Joah?
For me, it's Novak Djokovic.
Ooh, a little spicy. Okay, why?
Well, I like his return, because I've always been told like that's the most important thing, like the start of the point. Like when the person serves, the return is like what determines the rest of the point. And like I guess I feel like that's why he's like the top player, like one of the top players. So yeah, for me it's Novak Djokovic.
Nice. Very good. Very cool. I'll share mine before I let you guys go. Mine's is in Nadal, because he's, in my opinion, one of the only players, and Fed, of course, and I like Nick Kyrgios, but Nadal is like one of the only players on tour that, in my opinion, competes the same way, win or lose, every single point. And I think when you watch him, you know exactly what you're going to get. And I think that's something pretty cool that everybody can learn from. Go ahead.
Nadal A game every time.
Every time. So that's my theory, is like using Nadal, you bring your A game no matter what you're doing. You bring the best you can be, the best you can do, and see where you go from there, right?
Yeah.
So as we close off, where can everybody, like you guys share an Instagram, right? So what's your Instagram handle? Where can everybody follow you who is going to see this video?
You can find us on Instagram at Jayna and Joah. It's one word. And also you can find us at the same handle on Facebook.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool.
Like interact with us. Instagram is where you should go.